everybody, this is Zach from Board with Friends again, and today we're going to be taking another look at a model kit. It's been a while since we've done a Let's Build video, and I found one of these at Barnes & Noble. It is the SD Gundam Cross Silhouette figures, and I couldn't resist it because it is of one of my favorite Gundam designs, the RX-79 ground unit from the 8th MS team. So this one here, the Cross Silhouette series, from what I understand it, is they come with SD frames, but also kind of like a higher, like a slightly taller frame that you can put them in. So even though they're, you know, like that super deformed look, they got a little bit more posability to them. And I was really curious about this kind of thing because, one, I like the RX-79, and two, it just looks cute all scrunched down. So why not? And it was only, I think, $10 at Barnes & Noble. So we're going to crack this sucker open and take a look and see what we get. And then we'll put it all together and take a look at the final product, see if it was worth the $10. I've never built an SD kit before. I've usually stuck with master grade kits or the Flame Toys model kits that you've seen on the channel before. More of those to come soon. I have the Megatron one coming. It was delayed, unfortunately. But, oh, we got some, not as many runners as I'm used to, but, ooh, dry transfers, I like those. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runners, so it should be a pretty quick build. But we will put this all together and see what we think of it. I'm excited. I want to see this system, how it works, because I like the idea of the SDs, but with a, you know, just a little bit more articulation to them. Alright, but we'll be right back after we take a build, after we build it, and we'll see what we think. Alright, and we are back with the SD Gundam ground type RX-79 all snapped together in its SD form. Now, I guess I misunderstood on the box, because I thought this would also come with the cross silhouette frame, the bigger size frame, but unfortunately, this package doesn't. Apparently you have to buy that separately. So that's a little disappointing to me, but at the same time, I mean, this was a pretty quick build and it was fun to make. And if you're a fan of the RX-79 like I am, it doesn't look bad. I've never built an SD kit before. I'm a little disappointed with the range of articulation on it. But looking at this guy, I mean, he'll make a fun little shelf piece. I just very quickly, you know, snapped it together, did a little bit of shading with a Gundam marker, and it didn't take all that much to just make it look good. And it does have some cool features and a lot of great details. Like, looking at him, all the stuff that you want to see out of the RX-79 are definitely here. You know, the unique chest plate, the, you know, just the different weapons that it would normally come with. It even comes with the large cannon that you see in the show that they use for some pretty awesome scenes. If you've never watched the 8th MS team, you should definitely check it out. But the RX-79, I mean, it's just, like I said, one of my favorite designs because it takes the original Gundam look of the RX-78-2 and just, you know, tweaks it for mass production, and it just makes it look nice. I love the gray color on it, and just overall, I like the whole look. Now, I have this configured in the with the SD eyes. This was something that I remember the SD Gundam show that came out years ago, and they had those eyes, which at first was a little weird, but it actually kind of works with this super deformed look. One thing I would have to say about the whole piece altogether is it's just cute. You know, scrunching everything down, it always looks neat. I mean, for $10, I'm not going to complain. This was a pretty cool kit for $10. It's got okay articulation in its SD form. You know, I wish it had the elbow and leg form that it advertised, because you can put it in its kneeling form. I would have put it with its huge cannon if I could do that, but you can't. But it does have, you know, articulation in the shoulders. It does have kind of wrist articulation and a little bit of an elbow joint, but honestly not much. The weapons all have a square peg system, so they're all interchangeable. in that respect. You don't have to change hands or anything like that. They all just slot right in there. It does have full head articulation. Well, not full. It is kind of hindered by the backpack piece. But the shoulders all work and everything, and you can turn the wrists. It's got its cool shield. I always put 42 on my kits now because I want them all part of that squad, because that's my favorite number. He's got waist articulation. He's got kind of leg articulation. Everything's basically just on a ball joint. And the ball joints are kind of loose, which is disappointing, but I think the reason for it is because if you buy the cross silhouette frame, you can just pop these off and take off a few pieces and put in the added parts. You can change out some of the parts have to be interchangeable, like all the paneling and stuff like that, but you can take out the SD pieces and change them out for the cross silhouette ones, which gives it a little bit more. I don't know if I want to bother spending an extra $8 to $10 just to get the other frame, but maybe I will just to check it out, because that was kind of the point of me getting this. One feature that I really like, though, is if you remove the helmet portion of the head, you can take the eyes and flip them around, and you can give them the more traditional Gundam eyes, just the green eyes on there. And this all just slots in, kind of. There we go, kind of, maybe, a little bit. It's supposed to slot back in. It's a little finicky. There we go. And then you get that more traditional look, which also looks fantastic with that foil sticker in there. It looks really great. And honestly, this didn't take that much to look good. I mean, I just did a little bit of marking up just to give it some shadow effects on all the different parts. And it just looks great. I mean, I like it with its beam rifle, but you can configure it any way you want. A little disappointing, it didn't come with a saber. I was actually shocked by that. Almost every kit I've ever built comes with a saber. It did come with the box, the carrying case here, but it's not like some of the other ones where it actually has an opening flap and mechanisms on it. It's definitely very simplified, everything. It looks cool when you put it all together, but taking it apart kind of ruins the illusion that everything's functional, which is something I come to expect with Gundam kits. But then again, I've never built SD kits before, so I'm not an expert with those things. But when you want to look at this next to, let me see if I can get this guy in frame. This is the high grade Universal Sentry RX-79. I'll just raise the camera up here so you can actually see it. The high-grade RX-79, which is an excellent kit, one of my favorites I've ever built, just because it looks fantastic. They look great together, though, like having like this little, father-son duo going on with the RX-79s. You can dismantle the weapons and put them in the case, by the way, like I have with this one here. It's neat seeing this version of the kit and the design. Everything's just accentuated with with the DSDs, where they just kind of squash it down. You can see that the V on the helmet is huge compared to what it would normally be. I like it. I mean, it's for $9. I'm not going to complain. There's definitely things that I wish it had come with the other frame, because I would have liked to have seen what that was like. That was the whole gimmick behind the cross silhouettes, is just kind of beefing up an SD kit and making it a little bit larger. And you can see here, this is the old master grade version of it, which is going to be slightly out of frame from my camera because it's huge. Maybe I can put it in front here. I don't like this kit as much as I like the high grade. The master grade on this one, it's a very dated, very flimsy, falls apart if you look at it funny. But the high grade I definitely recommend. And this SD kit is pretty cool. If you just like making little shelf pieces and putting it on there, or if you have a cubicle, as I knock everything over, if you have a cubicle you work at, and you want to decorate it or something like that, the SD kit guys are I'm just ruining everything now. It's a cool little kit. I'm just going to get these guys out of here. You should definitely check this out. For $9, fun little guy. definitely. I think it's worth $10. Yeah. I found it at Barnes & Noble. I'm sure you can get it online, all different resources. I usually get kits either at Barnes & Noble or the Toy Vault, which is local to here, or like USA Gundam Store. You can find stuff like this at those kinds of places. But if you like Gundam and you want something cheap and a quick build, something fun to do, check this out. But for now, thanks for watching.